Hello, good people of YouTube. It is John and Carrie here, and as promised, you're going to have a video this weekend because I am Carrie on the spot. No, actually, this has been a video that we have had a long time in the making. What do you think of our new mics? I actually have this one attached to the seatbelt. John has his on, so hopefully you guys are able to hear us loud and clear.
I sure hope so. I think also sometimes I speak quieter than I should for this kind of stuff, so that might be part of it as well.
Yeah, this video is going to be different. We are not camping. If you watched my prior video, you know that we dealt with a house fire next door, which prevented us from camping. And my channel is so new, I don't have enough content yet to be weeks ahead. That is my goal, but nonetheless, stick around for this video. Because what we're going to do is we are going to answer your burning questions. I've had a lot of people reach out to me, ask specific questions in regards to the Casita, to John's truck that we tow the Casita with, and certain things that we do when camping. So we're getting deep, we're getting personal, and we're getting informative. We're going to give you all the information that we can, and we are so excited you're here, and we're going to take you along with us getting stuff done and answering all your burning questions. So without further ado, we're going to jump right in, and John is going to start. I have went through all the questions in the comments and things that have been sent to me personally. If I don't get to all your questions, we will do another video in the future as you get to know us more and want to know more. So the number one question I'm going to let John talk about is, what do we tow our Casita with?
Oh man, we tow it with, what did we name it? Dumbo?
No, well, it was named Dumbo
named
because
Dumbo.
his big old ears that he has on it, but I think we ended up naming it Roadrunner, and you can tell him why we named it Roadrunner.
So we named it Roadrunner, I think because of the beep beep, right?
Yeah.
So as I start the truck up, when I get out of it, it'll go beep beep, like if anybody used to watch, Roadrunner and Coyote, like that. So that's why we named it Roadrunner. But it's an F-150. It's got a power boost engine in it, and it tows the Casita really well.
And why did you buy this particular truck?
Yeah, so before this, I had a 97 4Runner, which I really miss. I probably should have kept it as well, but it's probably the last vehicle with a standard transmission I'll have. But we wanted, we needed something that was going to be more reliable for towing Casita. We probably could have towed the Casita with that for short distances or on a semi-regular basis, but we needed something that was maybe a little bit better equipped. The F-150 might be overkill, but I didn't really have a lot of history with towing before, and so I was concerned about all the things, right? Trailer sway, power, transmission cooling, like all those different kind of things. And so the truck is definitely a lot more truck than's needed to tow a Casita, but it also does tow it well.
And so that brings us to our next question. Why did we stop using the anti-sway hitch when towing?
Oh yeah, that's actually a pretty good question. So we've watched so many videos on trailer sway. I would say I'm an expert, but the internet doesn't make you an expert. So, but trailer sway starts happening when the trailer wants to go faster than the tow vehicle, right? So it'll start swaying, and so it's actually going, the wheels are going a farther distance than your tow vehicle that's just going in a straight line. Generally speaking, some of the conditions that help cause trailer sway are, one, obviously going at an excessive speed, but another one's having your trailer heavier than your tow vehicle. That makes it, more set up for sway. So our tow vehicle's considerably heavier than our Casita, and so that helps with trailer sway. Another thing that happens or that we're also using is, and I don't know if this would work with a bigger trailer, but with the Casita, we haven't noticed anything. We have sway control built into the truck. So the way the truck does that is if the truck notices there's sway happening on the Casita, it'll actually apply some trailer brake, only trailer brake, no car braking, so that immediately slows down the trailer enough that it would stop any trailer sway. I don't know that that's actually happened because, like I said, I haven't really noticed trailer sway at all since we've had the Casita.
All right, and so that brings us to our next question. Do you feel that the Casita is easy to tow, and would you recommend it for somebody completely new like we were? Would you, now that we've had it for how many months have we had it?
From November
So like
to
almost
now,
8
so
months. Yeah. So would you say that the Casita was the right choice for somebody brand new to start towing with?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think there's enough distance between the hitch and the rear tires that you don't have this squirrely trailer that you have to worry about trying to overcorrect for. It's fairly narrow compared to a lot of other trailers out there. So like going around, through cities or anything like that, it's a lot more manageable. And then honestly, and again, this is our first foray into trailer camping, but it's plenty comfortable inside, right? It's we came from tent camping and van camping, so I mean, if you're expecting to have something as comfortable or more comfortable than your house, that's not what you're getting. You're getting something that's getting you out into the wild, and we really enjoy it. It's just a great way for us to get into nature.
Right. All right. So John is actually dumping a lot of yard waste right now, and everything that didn't fit in our yard waste can, we just had to come and get it, pay to dump it because we just have so much because we've gotten rid of a few trees. So this is a perfect opportunity for me to answer another question. One of the questions I was asked is, how does a Casita handle my dogs when camping? Great question. Let me give you a little history. I have 3 dogs, 2 German Wirehair pointers, and one, she's kind of a mutt. I rescued her, but she's maybe 15 pounds. My big dog is 80 pounds. His name is Toby. Jasper, who you have saw, I would consider him medium size. He's my black and white dog. He's about 50 pounds. The trailer handles 2 dogs just fine. We've never taken all 3 dogs camping at one time. Toby is going to be, he's my big 80 pounder. He will be 11 in October, and he is a nervous Nelly when driving. He gets very anxious to the point of we just want to turn around and go back home. It's not the best situation. So we have taken Navy and Jasper camping together, and it is tight. I'm not going to lie. The full-size bed, our dogs do sleep at the end of it, and then me and John are 5'11", and John is 6'2". It is a tight fit. It's doable. Would I recommend it? Not necessarily with 2. I think if you have one like lab-sized dog, you're going to be just fine. It works. I'm not saying it doesn't work. If I made a bed for my dogs on the floor, they wouldn't stay there, and they are just so used to sleeping with us. But if your dog is one who would sleep on the floor, you're going to run into the problem of, if you get up at night to go to the bathroom or get something to drink or whatever, you're going to be doing a lot of stepping over your dog. So you got to remember, the Casita isn't a huge trailer inside. It is 17 foot in total, and it is cozy. It's doable with a dog, but I would be hesitant to take 2 medium to large size dogs together. It is definitely doable with one. Navy, I mean, does she really count? She's 15 pounds. She kind of fits anywhere. But if I had like 2 Jasper-sized dogs, no, I'd say no. That answers that question. All right, John and I are on date night, but I am still here to answer your questions and really praying that YouTube doesn't copyright me because there is music playing right above my head. So we're going to make this quick, folks. Let's talk condensation. I got the question, what is condensation like in your casita, Carrie? It happens. We live in Oregon. It's a very wet state. And so it is definitely worse in the winter. I do have a little machine that helps suck the moisture out of the air that I did use in winter. But honestly, when we would wake up and raise our blinds or our shades in our camper, the windows were pretty wet. We did, we would use a towel just to wipe them down. It's just unfortunately what you have to do. Although I have heard that in all campers, condensation's an issue. It would help when we would run our heater and obviously kind of vent the max fan to suck that air out. So yes, you are going to have condensation. I don't necessarily feel it like in the carpeted walls or see it on the floor. It's just mostly the windows. So that answers a question about condensation. All right, dinner was great. It's time for another question. How do we secure our casita when camping? This is definitely a interesting question because I've actually heard of people who have had their trailer stolen like while camping, and a good thing to think about is people are going in and out of a campground all the time, so you wouldn't think twice of somebody coming to pick up a trailer. So one thing we do is we put a ball hitch lock. It's pretty heavy duty. John found it at Tractor Supply. And we also use a wheel lock. And then if we don't feel good about the camp space that we're in, if we're boondocking, we actually will not leave our trailer at all. So that's just something to think about too. If you're not comfortable, don't leave your trailer. But yes, we have a wheel lock and a hitch lock.
Okay, so the next question is, do we lube the Anderson ball hitch? No, we don't. Supposedly, I think you're not supposed to lube the Anderson ball hitch when you're using it as a weight distribution and anti-sway hitch. We're not using it in that fashion, and I've thought about putting some lube on it, but at this point I haven't, and it's worked fine.
Okay, I have been looking forward to this next question. I received a question when you are dry camping or boondocking and not using your bathroom. How do you go to the bathroom? Do you dig a hole in the woods? Are you popping a squat wherever you can? This is what I do. Pooping is very important. And I have a bucket with a toilet seat attachment. It's a Home Depot bucket to be specific. And I use commode liners. Very durable. I buy them on Amazon. I have them with me for every trip because I cannot tell you how often me and John have been traveling and there is no bathroom for miles. And I have told John, you need to pull over. Carrie's got to use the bucket. I love the bucket system. There's a lot of different methods that people use. That's what I use. John does things a little bit differently. This is a very hot topic. We do not poop in our trailer. We use a campground bathroom if that's available, and if not, it is the bucket. So when we were at the desert and there was no amenities out there, that's what we used, was the bucket method with a toilet seat and a commode liner. That answers that question.
All right, so the next question is, what year and make is our Casita? So our Casita is an Independence. It's the deluxe model, which just means it has a bathroom. The Independence has 2 twin beds in the back. Currently, we have it set up as a full-size bed, but we're thinking about going back to the twins. We're still playing with it. It's still new to us, and it's a 2024 model. We got it in November 2023. but it's a 2024 model year. All right, so the next question is, how do we take our kayaks when we're taking our trailer? This is actually one of the things that what I'll call an upgrade to the truck. We bought a bed cover when we first bought the truck, and it's a solid. It's a backflip bed cover, so it's fairly solid. It's folding, and it keeps our stuff fairly secure in the bed of the truck. But that makes it so it's really difficult to have the kayaks. And so what I did was I bought a rack for the back of the truck that actually is meant to be on the truck with a cover, like with a backflip cover on it. And that rack we put kayak holders on, and that's how we hold our kayaks. We put them on the kayak rack. So it took me a long time to find the racks that I wanted to buy. There's a few different brands that make them. The brand I bought was the Elevate brand, and the reason that we chose that was it allowed us to use our same bed cover and add the rack to it. A lot of racks go inside your bed, so you're not able to have a bed cover on it.
Next question. Are we part-time or full-time travelers? We're neither. We're weekend warriors.
Very part-time. Oh, I'm sorry. Very, very, very part-time.
Very part-time. John and I both work full-time jobs, and we plan the weekends when we can. Is it a total dream to be a full-time traveler? Yes. But right now, we are not full-time travelers. We are weekend warriors. Next question on our beautiful evening walk. What is the coldest temperature we have camped in the trailer?
So I don't know the coldest it got, but it was in the 20s. I would say the one thing that we didn't do is we didn't have water in our tanks, so we didn't have to worry about our tanks freezing over. But as far as the inside of the camper went, the heater kept us plenty warm.
Super warm.
Yeah, like we had to turn it down. So.
Yeah, I've said this before. If you live in a cold state and you are going to camp in your trailer, get the propane heater. It will change your life. We have the electric strip too, but the propane heater is worth it. And that leads us to our next question.
Uh-oh.
Do we winterize our trailer?
It's only been one winter, but yes, we winterize our trailer. So the way we do it is we make sure there's no water in any of our lines. We use an air hose to
blow it out.
Blow it all out. So like there's no water in our lines. And then in our gray and black tanks, we put coolant.
Coolant?
Yeah, RV coolant.
Okay.
That's made to go in our gray and black tanks. And then in our freshwater tank, we dump a 1.5 liter bottle of cheap vodka.
And we do that only because when we are ready for summer and we're actually using the water, if anything is going to get on our dishes, we'd rather it be vodka than the antifreeze
than
stuff.
some kind of chemical that we don't know about.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah. So we do have to winterize where we live. We don't live in the snow line. We live probably an hour from the snow line.
Yeah, but we get enough freezing temperatures
Yeah.
that it's just worth it.
It's worth it. But yeah, we do. The important thing is to blow out all your lines so there's no water left over.
Yep. Agreed.
So, yep, that's what we do. All right, we are going to wrap up our question and answer session, and then John's going to give you a review on his truck, so stick around for that. Last question. If we had to do it all over again, what would we do differently with our Casita? This is what I would do. I would buy one. I have no regrets on buying it. I wish we would have seen one in person and explored the different models. I think we jumped the gun on what we did. I'm happy with it, but I do wish we would have explored, looked at the different models, actually saw one in person.
Maybe use something like Outdoorsy or something where we were able to just try some campers and maybe camp in them ourselves, or go somewhere where we could have seen maybe multiple campers and just see the different setups and what other people are doing.
And I think too, because we had our Casita trailered to us because we just couldn't find the time to drive out to Texas to pick it up. I do wish that we would have found the time and actually went to Casita itself, because we did have questions. We had to find out a lot by ourselves. Oh, you know what? We do have one more question, because I had a question that just came in. And I'm going to let John answer this. So the question was, being a first-time RVer, brand new to Casita, what would you recommend to buy?
Is it what model would we recommend?
No, what equipment would you recommend to
Oh,
brand new?
like the first. So the Casita, really cool. It comes with a water hose. It comes with a dumpster hose. There's better ones to get that are upgrades, but it comes with those things. It comes with obviously the electrical cord to plug in, but it doesn't come with any kind of protection from the electricity from the campground to your trailer. So one of the first things we did is we bought something that we're able to plug into our campsite. It tells us if the electrical current is good and stable, and then we plug our Casita into that, and then it also works as a breaker. So it'll, if there's a surge, it'll stop it there from going into our Casita and causing any damage. So I would say that was, like, from a protection standpoint, protecting your investment, that was the first thing I would recommend. Okay, so I think we've come to the portion of the show where we're going to talk about the story of our tow vehicle, our F-150. I will start by saying it's a power boost engine. It has a built-in generator, and I think it's probably the perfect tow vehicle. That being said, it took us a long time to get there. When I first bought this, my dream was to buy a Ford Bronco. I love Broncos. I've loved the brand of Broncos ever since the early Broncos. And that's what I really wanted to buy, but just the utility of a Bronco versus a truck didn't make sense with what we wanted to do. We bought the F-150 with the power boost. The reason I wanted the power boost is there's a large generator kind of built into the truck. It's a 7.2 kilowatt generator. And we bought it specifically for camping. And so this was something, a way we could run if we go boondocking anywhere, we could run our trailer with full air conditioning and everything else if we want to, just off the truck. So that was very attractive to us. In the winter, we lost power for 3 days, and our truck actually ran our house on power. So that was really exciting and showed the value of the truck we bought. That being said, we bought it, and I think the first 2 months I had it in the shop probably 5 or 6 times. I've had it in the shop over 10 times for sure. I think I've had it in the shop either 11 or 12 times so far for various reasons. A lot of it had to do with the charging system and the battery. It seems to be through all those issues, but it was frustrating, quite honestly. So we went through a lot of pain to get here. That being said, now where we're at, I really enjoy what we have. We have just this perfect vehicle as far as geared towards what we want to do. We've upgraded a few things, right? Like the bed cover. We have rhino lining, or whatever they call it, in the bed of the truck to protect the bed. We have the rack system on it to be able to tow our kayaks. We have the bullet point mounting system to be able to mount our phones and our GPSs or cameras if we want to. We have the rubber floor mats. Like, I know those are all small things, but it costs money. And so these are all things that just delivered a little bit more utility every time we did something. And it's really this purpose-built vehicle for Carrie and I for camping. And it's a great camping vehicle. And then sometimes, like today, we went to the dump, and then we went on a date night, all using the truck. So we can use it obviously for other things, but it's really purposely built, as far as we're concerned, for camping.
So guys, sorry, the road's very bumpy. You just joined us for date night, and I hope that I answered a lot of your questions. If you have any more, I'm happy to do these videos. They're fun. It gives us something different to think about and talk about. And the Casita's been a blast. We love it. We are so happy with it. My review on John's truck is I was angry. These things are not cheap. And like he said, it was in the shop more than it was in our driveway the first, 90 days of owning it. But overall, the issues have been resolved and it's been great. I have a car that will be 6 years old and I plan on driving it to the ground. It's paid off. I don't have any payments on it. But my next car will be a Ford Bronco. And
Probably just to make me jealous, by the way.
yeah, probably no, it's not to make John jealous. I actually love the Bronco also. John had a 73 Ford Bronco when we first got married, and I'm so sad we got rid of it. That is the one regret I have, is selling that dang Bronco. We just didn't have the money. We were young and we didn't have the money that we needed to put into it. And actually a high school kid came and bought it it was either $4,000 or $4,500, and it was going to be his senior project. So whether or not that ever came to fruition, I don't know. I hope it got the love that it deserved. And I honestly hope it's still on the road today. So anyway, guys, you joined us. I'm so excited that you did. We care about you. We love you. We love you being a part of this community. It's so fun. And reach out with any questions. We're always happy to answer what we are able to. So, all right, we are going to finish up date night. I think we might even get an ice cream. I don't know. It's pretty hot outside. We were downtown Portland. So we are heading over the hill to go home or head towards home at least. So, all right, guys, sending you peace and love, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.